nature's best bobtail.
Thank you, Katlego. Now, we are speaking about true gentle giants this morning, the Saint Bernard dog breed. Now, the most famous Saint Bernard was one named Barry, who saved anything between 40 and 100 lives at the Great Saint Bernard Pass in Switzerland in the early 18th century. And they've even erected a monument in his honor and his body preserved at the Natural History Museum in Bern, Switzerland. Hence, they were also called Barry dogs for quite a period of time. So these dogs are truly man's best friend. And this morning, we have our very own Barry dog, or Saint Bernard, with us in studio. But before we meet him, let's take a look at this quick funny pet clip of a Saint Bernard loving himself some rain. So there we go. That was a Saint Bernard loving himself some rain, as I've said, and we have our very own Barry dog, or Saint Bernard, with us, and his name is Kuno, along with Dirk and Micah. How are you guys?
Very well, thank you.
Good, man. Welcome back. I know we spoke a little bit earlier, and you told me all about Kuno, but just once again, for the people that didn't watch this morning, how old is Kuno right now?
He is 5 months.
5 months old. That's amazing. And do you love Kuno? Is he your best friend?
Yes.
Does he look after you?
Yes.
Yeah? So if you had to say, what is special about Kuno for you?
Oh, he's special because he jumps on my bed in the mornings and...
Bobby likes you.
And we look after each other.
That's it. Well, you see, it's something about you, because dogs just seem to love you, even Bob, eh? So, so we spoke a little bit earlier, they're great family pets, they're great with kids. How are they with very young kids? Let's say if you have babies or something like this, I mean, it's a big dog.
No, they're immediately drawn to the babies,
yeah.
But I think it's just, you just got to be careful because of the weight advantage.
That's it. They might bump them over.
But they won't aggressively try to hurt.
Calm, cool
very
dogs.
Calm, yeah.
Right. So, well, he seems very, pretty calm with Bob here. I mean, is he good with other dogs?
See him outside.
Really? Were they playing?
Yes, they were going.
Oh, wow. But I see Bob can't have enough. Lovely. Bobby, what do you think? So tell me a bit about the breed. I mean, I know that they are ancient breed, they go way back. What were they bred for in the first place?
They were bred for in a monastery in the Swiss Alps for rescue and actually guarding. They're not well known for guarding, and they've been around for about 300 years. They've kept the same, the bloodline, the breed has been the same for about 300 years.
Wow.
So,
that's it. But I also believe they look a little bit different today than they did quite a couple of years back.
They were smaller.
Yeah.
And in the history of them, there was an avalanche. A lot of them were actually killed in the avalanche. So they lost the core of the breed, and they brought in Newfoundlands to actually just to not to get inbreeding. So that was interesting. So that's why their look changed a bit. So
and also bigger heads. Yes. But I mean, we all know those famous pictures of the Saint Bernards. They have this wooden little barrel around their necks. I mean, what was that actually for? Because that was true.
Yeah, no, they would rescue in packs of 3. And one Saint Bernard would actually lick the victim to increase the blood flow.
Wow.
The other one would keep him warm, and then the one would go back, obviously with the brandy.
Yeah.
And the other one would go back to fetch the rescuers.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about the maintenance of these dogs. I mean, obviously they get pretty big. I mean, how big do they get?
Well, they're about 80 kilograms, and I've heard they can go up to about 120 as well.
Yeah, so 120 kilograms for that dog. That's incredible. So how much do they eat? I have to ask.
They eat the same amount as a large breed. People tend to overfeed because he's big and he wants to eat, but they'll keep on eating and eating until...
Bobby, behave.
So they eat the normal amount, and I think you also need to watch that they don't get overweight, because they've got a large bulk to carry on those legs. So.
And I mean, also the hot weather that we have in South Africa, it's not affecting them so much because, having come from the Swiss Alps.
No, they acclimatise, and they would actually shed for the weather that they are in. So, and this is a short-hair one, so obviously a little bit better in the hot weather.
That's the one, yeah.
Than the long hair.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming through. Micah, thank you for showing off your Kuno here with us this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks a lot.
Great.
And if you would like any more information on St. Bernards or Barry dogs, that I've just called them, have a look on our website, expressoshow.com. Alternatively, you can go to kusa.co.za and find breeders who will tell you all about these dogs. Right now, time for a quick ad break. We're back right after it with the Express.
Stay with Expresso and SABC3.